Alright. Let's go to the next video, which is, was the Marine sniper shot through a scope real? Now, I seem to recall Mythbusters actually looking at this idea of being shot through the scope. And as I remember, Mythbusters actually busted it. Because I think they were doing like based on a movie. Where in a movie and they screwed it up. Okay. Because that's I vaguely remember the Mythbusters, and they supposedly busted it, but apparently you guys are saying they fucked up the test. Okay. Chat, you have my curiosity, and thus you have my attention. So, this came out when? This came out 3 days ago. So, I'm wondering if they may address the Mythbusters issue? So let's check it out.
You know something? It's the best job I ever had.
Oh
no! Should have got it in high speed.
What did he just shoot?
Just water.
Oh, it was the canteen. Well, I mean, cryptic Vietnam-era weapons weren't as sci-fi techy. You know, nowadays, they've got all sorts of, technological accessories attached to them. Vietnam era was very much bare bones. Like, this was bare bones, and how good you were with the weapon was dependent very much on skill versus all the fucking attachments that you have to the weapon. Or on the weapon, I should say. Granted, there's still skill today, but back in Vietnam, it was much more pure skill. I don't know about their heavy. They probably had about similar weights, honestly. At least as far as the weapons go. As far as the weapons go, they were probably very similar weights, I would imagine.
Carlos Hathcock, one of the most well-known snipers in Vietnam.
He's the greatest sniper of all time. He's got 93.
It is him! It's Nate! Is this the MX? Is this what all you guys were talking about? Where Nate explains it? Because here he is. So, yeah, Nick in the wild. Okay.
Confirmed kills and approximately like 300 probables on top of that.
Yeah, and that earned him a pretty hefty bounty of about $30,000, which is $250,000 today.
Approximately.
Out of that bounty, one of the guys that tried to get it, what was his name?
His name was Cobra. He was a Viet Cong counter sniper, and he tried to collect.
Yeah, that didn't work out so well for him.
So one of the best guys who tried to collect the bounty for taking out Carlos Hathcock, White Feather, was a man by the name of Cobra, and he was supposedly their best, but Carlos Hathcock was just a little bit better because they ended up matching, seeing each other at the same exact time. Carlos Hathcock saw the glint of his scope and fired first, shooting all the way through the scope and killing Cobra.
One of the best stories of all time. If you guys want the entire story, he's got a video on Carlos Hathcock. Go check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. But today we're going to try to recreate that shot. This has probably been tried many times.
You know what, Stone Killer? You have to wonder if maybe that might have been some inspiration. If whoever created the G.I. Joes... because G.I. Joe didn't G.I. Joe start back in... When did G.I. Joes first come onto the scene? Was it World War II that G.I. Joes first came out on the scene? Or was it Vietnam? Yeah, World War II. Okay, yeah. So, I was gonna say maybe it was the inspiration, but they'd already been, G.I. Joe had already been in play since then. Mid-60s, yeah. Ah! Well, if it was mid-60s, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, so G.I. Joe had already been around.
Times. I've seen it done with red dots. I've seen it done with modern scopes. I've never seen it done with the original Winchester Model 70 and the almost correct scope that Carlos would have had against the actual gun and actual scope that the counter sniper would have been using. So we're going to be using almost the correct ammunition. We're going to be using the 170 grain boat tail FMJ, and we're going to be shooting that through the 3 times Mosin Nagant scope. In addition to having all the time correct stuff, we also kind of upgraded camera equipment. Bred out ballistic high speed to show you guys everything super slow motion.
Heard we needed some slow-mo around here.
Absolutely.
So we showed up. Like you said.
Okay, I don't know ballistic high speed. I don't know how cool they might be. I'm sorry. I want my slow-mo guys. I know I'm probably a little biased, but I want my slow-mo guys. But I'm sure these guys probably have excellent equipment and do some excellent cinematography. And we're gonna see it here, so.
Said people have tried to redo this before. We know the Mythbusters did it. Unfortunately for them, just at the time, the high speed just wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
So
high-speed technology 17 years ago was a potato, pretty much. So we brought our potato, which is a little bit better. 100.
Wait. They used hollow points for the Mythbuster one? Modern scopes, and they use hollow points. Seriously? I don't remember that. Wow. Okay, well, then it's no wonder that they kind of the test was kind of way off. Okay. Oh, but you know what I was thinking of? Before like bringing up the G.I. Joe thing. How many of y'all have seen the movie Sniper with Tom Berenger and oh God, what's his name? Crap, I forget his co-star's name. Someone help me out. I'm completely blanking on his name. And this is gonna haunt me now. Hang on. Billy Zane! Thank you, 504. God, that was going to haunt me. Yeah, Billy Zane. There's actually a scene in the Sniper movie where Tom Berenger's character is contending with a counter sniper that he himself trained, and I'm pretty sure, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure he actually kills the counter sniper by shooting him through the scope. I'm pretty sure that's what happens, and I'm guessing this real life event is what they took the inspiration for that kill from. Is with the shooting it through the scope. So, and if you haven't seen it, the movie Sniper is a great movie. Better than Shooter, in my opinion, because Shooter is like an action thriller. Sniper is more slow paced. It's granted it's Hollywood, but it is a more realistic depiction of how snipers and spotters operate, where it's slow and it's deliberate and it's careful. So if you haven't seen it, I just check it out. It is a good movie. I really liked it.
100,000 frames a second, so we should see exactly what goes on ballistically when a bullet enters the scope, assuming you can get it there.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a clean pass through, and then the ballistic dummy lead head on the other side will absolutely explode and have some pretty cool high-speed footage. But
very cool.
Let's go find out.
Let's do it.
Okay, so right here we got a Russian Mosin Nagant, chambered in 7.62x54R, and then we get the original ×3 Russian scope. Super well done. It requires a lot of gunsmithing, and I can't gunsmith.
It's even got the hammer and sickle on it.
Okay.
That's how you know it's authentic.
This is fully Russian, and you know, that's Nick's favorite place. This is probably your favorite rifle, isn't it? Get that
Piece of shit away from me.
I obviously didn't want to put the Mo's in here and be looking down the barrel of a rifle while I'm trying to make this shot. So we instead took another scope, the same thing. This is the same Russian ×3 scope. Got it put on a 2x4, and then we got a ballistic dummy lab head sitting right behind it. So we got the gun set up on a table. I got a bipod on it, a bag. We are at an entire 723, 723 yards. We're gonna see if we can make that shot. All right, we got a little tiny red dot right here. I'm gonna see if I can land a shot on that before I go for the scope, because I don't really want to wing this thing and hit the head. I want to actually get a centered shot through here to see if it's gonna make it through all the glass and still have enough energy to you know, take out the ballistic dummy lab.
I mean, in and of itself, this is going to be an impressive shot by these guys. Like, they have a very tiny target, so this will be a very impressive shot if they're able to do it. And considering, well, you know, we're only 4.5 minutes into the video, I'm gonna hazard a guess that they do. So this is interesting.
Like I said, this is a whole 723 yards, so we'll see how close we can get it. Ready? Yep.
Is he one of the most accurate?
You send another one right in that spot.
Bang, 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 bang.
Oh my
All right, so we got our two
god!
shots kissing right here, so
Very sniper Batman. Holy shit! When you said he's the most accurate of gun tubers, you were not lying. Holy crap, that's accurate. Was that? Okay. Was this man a sniper? Was this man an actual sniper? Like PewView, what? Like, I'm guessing he probably has military experience or military background. Was he actually a sniper? Because that was really damn impressive. That he put both rounds through the same hole. I mean, he's a competitive shooter too. Okay, I mean, it makes sense. Whew.
I'm pretty confident we could get somewhere at least close to the middle of that. So,
All right, so in our attempt to be Mythbusters-like, we've got 2 Phantom cameras set up.
That bastard, I feel ya. For Quiet was the absolute best part of Metal Gear Solid 5. Quiet was I loved Quiet. She was my favorite character from Phantom Pain. I absolutely loved Quiet. And yeah, it did break my heart when she left the game too. Well, Sadistic, you're not wrong. We don't send the best anymore. Red Bassin, I think I do know her name. I did, and I could easily look it up. But thank you. Thank you for the offer.
We've got a wide angle here so we can see the entrance of the bullet, what comes out the backside, if anything, and then if the head does pop, we'll get some of that as well. And then over here we got ultra high speed, ultra close up, just under 100,000 frames per second. So each frame of this video is 10 microseconds in time. So should get a nice bullet entrance. And if anything comes out, we're gonna see it really easily.
everybody
Nice.
good? Yep.
Here we go.
Buddy, was that it? I see
Shit.
red. Holy shit.
Oh,
Oh, that was clean.
it's
dude.
not even damaged. Dude, the tube is completely intact.
Wow. Holy crap. That is clean. That is fucking clean. Oh my. Yeah, this man is a fucking lethal sniper.
Damn. What are you looking like over here? We didn't get an exit. I'm curious to see what that's going to look like. He is definitely becoming a pirate, but there's no exit. I'm curious to see what that high speed is going to look like.
Me too.
That's gnarly.
Me too.
Let's see the scope width.
Okay, so we had some deformation on this side of the scope. hang on, let's back that up again. So obviously we will see deformation. It was hard to see if what the round looked like when it came out.
You see the scope width.
Perfect.
Just dumping pocket sand.
Look at that! Look at that ignition right there.
That's
It
wild.
illuminates his face. You can see it like flexing,
Wow.
and twisting.
The bullet tumbling.
So we didn't need armor piercing to do that.
That's still wild. I wonder if armor piercing would make it through the head. If we'd get an exit with a head.
Right.
I'm wondering. I'm wondering if, given how much internal mechanics there are in that scope, I'm wondering if the impact from those fragmented the round while it was inside the scope. And it was just the sheer force of impact that just exploded all of it into the ballistic dummy's eye. So that when the round finally exited the scope, it was fragmented, and so then thus it wouldn't have penetrated out the back of the skull. It would have probably just bounced around and scrambled his brain. That's my guess. I'm hopefully they're gonna look into that.
Oh well, we can see what happened here if it did go through. Doesn't look like it made it through his head, but
Jesus.
That's still
his whole head
gnarly.
fractured.
Just split it.
That was,
think he might
that
have
was
died.
perfect.
That's amazing.
That was the shot.
Wow.
First time too. We didn't need to do it again.
Good job, dude.
It's
Uh,
a little low.
You didn't even touch the sides.
Literally like.
Damn. Look how just mangled around the eyes.
oh God.
Disgusting.
And the entire, he's fractured all.
And I mean, from the slow-mo, the pressure at the very least hemorrhaged his brain. I mean, well, the question is how much of the material actually entered into the brain. I suspect, based on the skull, it almost feels like the skull split was from the pressure of the impact. It feels like all the the scope exploding outwards and all that pressure going into the eye, into the head, is what ruptured the skull versus the actual material causing the massive fracture. So the brain got scrambled, probably likely from the pressure and from that energy transfer versus any physical round or fragments of the scope. Although that certainly would not have helped matters at all. Jameson, we watched about a warbear, and now we're seeing shooting through the famous Marine sniper shooting a Vietnam counter sniper through the scope. That's what we're watching.
the way back. He was 100% dead.
Does it hurt?
And all his brain's just filled with glass and copper.
Well, he's a communist. His brains were full of shit, anyways.
Oh.
Hey, you see the bullet hole?
Get in there. Get in there. How deep is that?
It's
8 inches or
more
so?
than my finger.
Is that a lot?
Huh?
Is that a lot?
According to my wife.
Dude, look at the lung cavity going up.
Oh, Nick, this one's for you. Nick gets a blanc.
It just emptied out everything that was upwards.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
insane. It
that's
stopped,
instant
right
death.
back in the end of his skull. I'm never getting my hands not red again.
I wonder how
Shaving
much.
cream.
I wonder how
Shaving
much
cream?
velocity it really lost with
Probably
breaking the
would have been-
glass.
I think the bullet was essentially a low-powered shotgun shell after it went through that. It was just shards of glass
Yeah.
and lead. But it was enough to... I wonder what the heat signature would have been on that. Because it looks like it melted the eye socket.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Unless that's just the little shards of
Shards, yeah.
micro glass. And you hit them with the pocket sand.
Good old pocket sand.
How much velocity do you think that round lost going through the scope?
Probably quite a bit, but there's only
Well, it's alright if he's wearing the hat. It's, yeah, I'll have to basically like quick cut that little bit that they did at the beginning. Fortunately, it was literally like 2 seconds, so it's no big deal.
to find out. Another ballistic dummy lab head. We're just gonna straight up shoot this thing in the forehead with a 30-06 without any scope interference, just because I want to see the difference. Making Carlos proud in 3, 2. Holy shit.
That exploded.
Oh my.
Slight difference. Slight difference.
Salty.
All right, like I said, we're gonna send a 30-06 through this so I can see what a modern scope. Now this is
Okay. I'm probably gonna I'm gonna have to be very careful to cut around this, but I'm probably gonna want to show this part. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do on this one. Stone Killer, because YouTube has new rules where, and I'm surprised they did this because it's only 3 days old. You're not supposed to advertise like gunsmithing places or, you know, firearm accessories or anything of that nature. You're not allowed to advertise it in your video, or they threaten to take down your video or flat out nuke your channel. So they're getting extremely strict on it, which is making it challenging. Although, like I said, this has only been up for 3 days, and YouTube didn't take it down, so I don't know.
kind of what Mythbusters did. This is where they went wrong. They used a modern scope. It's 3 times the amount of glass in there, so I assume that the 30-06 is not going to make it through this, but let's go ahead and prove how good Gideon optics are.
Nice shot.
Oh. It didn't make it all the way through. It stopped it.
That is insane. That glass inside of these scopes is so thick that I immediately took the round and just diverted it straight down to the table.
You fell down.
Got him.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
I think
I
that's
bet
the craziest head explosion I've ever seen.
I bet the high speed, the face actually sucks through the back of the skull.
Probably. That is gnarly.
Oh.
You guys ready?
Yep.
200 follower. Cool. Nice. Oh my. Holy shit. It's like someone set a micro bomb off in this head. Holy shit.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yes. Well, Egorod, you're number 1200. You're number 1200 for followers. And yeah, I mean, holy shit! Like, and this is just a full metal jacket. This exploded his head, the head. Jesus. Yeah, that 30-06 is no joke. Oh, look at the rippling.
It's just gone.
Like,
Oh shit.
there's nothing left.
Holy shit.
That's what they talk about the pink
Look at those
mist.
tiniest fragments of bone.
That's wild. That is a hell of a round.
Do you imagine?
Look at that eye shot though. Like,
The amount of time.
Wow. Every time I see it, it's impressive.
Fuck.
Damn nasty.
Yeah. How you change their mind, Tanito? By removing it. That's how you change a communist mind, is by removing it.
It's just completely shredded.
nothing left.
I've never seen that. That's it. I've hit him with a lot of random calibers. I think that was the most
Ah.
I've ever seen him. It's just a 30-06.
It
God
wasn't even through
damn.
the brain. You shot it through the eye and it just
Right.
cascaded through the brain.
Yes.
To show the difference of how much velocity that scope took. What do you want me to say?
Make joke.
Make joke.
Ah, you funny man.
Come on, be
make
funny.
joke.
Be funny.
Make joke.
Hey.
Make joke. You want me to say it's like some dumb shit like, oh, better dead than red, and like you're red and dead, bitch. Look at you. Look at you.
Oh, whoa. Dude, this table is super fucking nasty.
That's fine.
That's insane. It even blew this thing off the screws. What is this?
Was what?
Scope. That's nuts. Fuck, I mean,
Oh, you should have kept that. We should have framed that.
I can still go get it.
So I can tell everybody in the comment, actually, he couldn't shoot through a scope because Mythbusters tried it. Actually, here's a scope where we did it in 4K at 100,000 frames per second.
So I think if you happen to have the misfortune of going up against the most accurate man, probably to ever, the guy's a real life John Wick. That's probably your fate.
That wasn't good. I can't believe you did that on the first shot, actually.
I can't either, but I mean, it's crazy that we were at 700.
They are cryptic. They are the best.
Well, I mean, yeah, there was that factor. I was just more impressed, like, Mythbusters with Discovery Channel money, us in a cornfield in an afternoon, and we did it better.
But they didn't use, you know, the Winchester Model 70. This thing.
Well, the difference, Mythbusters, for a lot of the good stuff that they did, Mythbusters was run by a special effects crew. That's a big difference. Everything Mythbusters did, you have to remind, this is coming from the minds of a special effects team with, you know, backed by a production company focused on entertainment. These guys are actual gun people that are interested in the legit science behind the weapons themselves and the effects of the weapons themselves. So that does make a big difference. Mythbusters went for the spectacle. These guys are going for the facts. They are going for reality versus the spectacle. They wanted to see, was this actually possible as real life former military, firearm enthusiasts, professional shooters, what have you, whatever their individual designations are. And it makes a difference. It makes a big difference because they're looking at details that Mythbusters probably never even considered. They probably never even considered the differences between using a modernized scope versus a scope from the time period. They never considered the fact of using period-specific ammunition, things like that. So that's why this is better.
Hollywood.
Yeah, that's about right. That is about right, Stonekiller. And that's why GunTubers have become so popular on, like, YouTube, is because they are interested in realistic accuracy of what they're talking about. They're not doing it simply for the spectacle, which is a nice byproduct, but they're looking to do it with accuracy. They're looking to do it with facts. Can this happen in the real world? You want us to write textbooks to teach history? Outstanding. I think Nick would be a fan-fucking-tastic teacher. He would be a fantastic teacher, I think. Especially with his way of communicating history. I think he'd be awesome at it. I really do. He would be great. Black Tip would have been available to snipers. Yeah, but Bobcat, the biggest issue is they used a modern scope, which, as we saw earlier, the glass on it is much thicker than a period accurate scope, which made a world of difference. Yeah, Cryptic, I bet a lot of people would feel the same way. People would actually, his students would actually pay attention and learn.
Is still one of the most accurate rifles ever made. This is a hell of a gun.
I'm still impressed by how much velocity got lost in the scope, but it still punched through.
Yeah, that was a wild amount of difference. It was insane. Like disintegration to
thicker
like
ammo lenses. I think a combo platter, Alex. It might have been a combo platter.
I guess you found fragments all the way in the back of the skull. You're probably pretty fucked.
Yeah, I mean all the internals were inside of it. Yeah, you were done.
It's wild that the bullet disappeared though. The bullet disintegrated and it just had enough velocity to push out glass and shrapnel from inside of the optic that far into a skull.
Well, first of all, it's completely possible that you can do that, despite what everybody on the internet wants to say.
Right.
That, because he does get a lot of flack saying, oh, that was made up, that's not true, that's unsubstantiated, but that was literally your first shot and you did it.
Right.
So,
I mean, granted, the shot was probably done about 400 yards, and just seeing a glint and aiming in the general direction, like that was an incredibly lucky shot. I mean, there's obviously some skill involved, but
Right.
that's insane that it just happened to go through a scope and it one of the most.
Chat! I just realized. Do you see what is in his cup holder? Do you see what is in this man's cup? Yeah? He's got a can of liquid death in his cup holder. Huh? The gun tuber you. What we have like the gun tuber you working with us right now. This is fucking great.
Most well-known shots in military history.
but I think it really proves that he was milliseconds away from getting shot himself, because he had to have been looking at him in
100%.
order for those barrels to line up to go through the scope like that.
Exactly, which is wild. You guys want to come in here and give some?
I just love your guys'
Chaos. Nick Fat Electrician did a segment on his channel about Liquid Death. It's a company that is literally just selling water. Plain water in, in big, in large, like, Coke-style cans. And they're like a millionaire company. They're huge. And their whole shtick is just making it sound cool. And why they called it Liquid Death. It is literally just water. And for anybody that's not familiar with it, I reacted to it. That reaction is on my YouTube channel, so you can see it. It's a really cool story, just like all of the ones that Nick tells.
qualitative approach to what was the velocity drop. Let's just shoot the head, despite the fact that we could very well calculate.
Yeah, you're over in the corner like, oh, we could actually use the frame rate.
milliseconds.
Shut up!
Love it.
Get the gun!
Shoot another one. Gun. So what were you guys expecting to happen?
Honestly, I was a little surprised FMJ made it through, but as soon as somebody said there was only like 2 layers of glass in there, I was like, okay, it might make it through.
I still expected it to deviate a little bit.
Yeah.
That's where Mythbusters went wrong. They used a modern scope, which got way more than 2 layers of glass.
You can see the bulging and the denting through the scope as that bullet bounces, but it didn't go out until it got to the backside, so pretty darn sweet.
So this is going to be a 3 video kind of thing. If you guys want to see their take on the old rifles like this versus some modern armor, go check out their video. If you guys want to know Carlos Hathcock's story, go check out next video. So you said he's the best sniper of all time. I'm sure most people won't disagree with that, but why? What's your version?
Well, I mean, the only other person that's really in the running is Simo Hoya, and he's got way more kills. He's got like 700 or some insane number of kills.
Jesus.
But it was like, and he did it with iron sights, which, cool, but like quality versus quantity matters, right? Because Simo Hoya...
Seamison, thank you for the gifted sub.
Not taking anything away from the guy, but he was going up against 16, 17, 18-year-old Russian conscripts that were wearing OD green uniforms in the snow in Finland versus Carlos Hathcock going...
Doc, this rifle he was using was was Carlos's, and thank you, Akbar. Model 70 is what it is.
Up against peer or near peer enemies with, the same weaponry equivalent and training. And so, I mean, sniper versus somebody that's really not in the same league, you know? Like John Jones has, what's Khabib got? 29 pro fight wins? Right, Khabib's 29-0. Like, if I go into a middle school and fuck up 31 fifth graders, am I a better fighter than Khabib Nurmagomedov? No.
Yeah, good point.
So
Because there's quantity and there's quality, right?
So Seymour was in
On top of that,
box.
he did it in the fucking jungle, not the tundra.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot harder spotting Viet Cong in the jungle as opposed to Russians without snow camo in fucking Finland. in winter.
Yeah.
That's true. So
He's also got a 1993 interview where he goes over all of the details, tells all the stories, and he has got some wild stories. I think Nick and I are going to recreate another shot coming up soon. You're not going to want to miss that. And if you want to learn about that story, go watch his video.
You have a 50 cal?
Yeah.
Oh,
We got an M2.
that's gonna. You got a 2-mile range?
Yes, we do.
Oh fuck.
Yep. It's going to happen. If
Right now, Nick is about 5 seconds away from getting on the phone going, "Honey, I'm coming home. Get ready." look at him. He's practically getting ready to stand up. Like, "Honey, I'm coming home. Get ready."
it's possible, it's going to happen. We got everything set up exactly the way he did.
Oh, it's possible.
Oh my
Because I know how he
god. A Modus sniper rifle. Holy shit. That is fucking nuts because the methodology of aiming a Modus for a sniper shot, the skill involved in that is incredible. I'm sure it's perfect. Well, here's the thing, Stone Killer. You can put a scope on a regular 50 cal today. Like, the military can put a scope on a Modus, in modern day, but they don't use it as a sniper rifle. Carlos used it as an actual sniper rifle, which, holy shit. Like, to be able to aim an M2 with the accuracy of, as a sniper is, holy shit. Because it's not like you can put a hand up under the handguard or you have that very stable control like you would with a 308 or a 30-06 or 7.62. You basically have two handles you have to hold, and the trigger is that fly trigger. So you have a completely different type of trigger press. So, I mean, holy shit. To be able to do a sniper shot with one of those, that's impressive. We're gonna have to watch Nick's video on Carlos another day. We are definitely gonna have to watch that video.
But the elevation is going to be hard. Like, the mounts you can find for a Modus is
Alright.
like maybe 20 m away. Like, with the turrets on top of that scope that we got his original scope. We're not.
Is it super long? Okay.
Dude, we set it up exactly how Carlos had
Holy
it.
shit.
And we got the 2,500 round, or 25.
You know how he zeroed it, right?
On a rock.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, 10 power on a rock at 2,500 yards is going to be fucking almost impossible. We don't have the elevation.
No, we got it.
We're going to have to, like, get a makeshift a 70 MOA rail.
Hour and a half. Ouch.
We're going to find
Okay.
out. We got all the ammo, and we got a bunch of time. We're just going to send rounds until we hit one. We're going to make it happen.
What are we going to call this series? We're not busting myths, we're proving shit correct and possible.
Ooh, this is a good one.
confirmers.
What are we going to call
The
this series? The confirmers?
The half-cock.
Fucking
confirmed.
told ya!
I just really enjoy history. Obviously, you enjoy history, and Carlos Hathcock has been somebody that I've paid attention to all of his stories since I was a child. So, to get the actual Model 70, I was happier than shit that I actually found this gun. And it's just, if I'm gonna have a 30-06, it's got to be this.
It's so cool you did it on the first shot.
It's a
though.
beautiful gun.
It's so fucking
That's
cool
a
you did it
beautiful
on the first
rifle.
shot.
It's nuts.
People been talking shit or like doubting it for fucking ever, and then you one try.
Yeah, that's insane.
Told you.
All right, until next time, make sure you guys go like, subscribe, follow their stuff, go watch their videos on this.
We collided bullets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, they did collide bullets. That's pretty dope. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
That was awesome. That was fucking awesome. And they proved Mythbusters wrong in the best way possible. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to, I'm definitely, I probably won't be able to watch on stream. I'm definitely gonna have to look at, Nick's, video that he does on Carlos. 'Cause the man sounds like a fucking legend.